Hey, Mark.
How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you over the magic of Zoom.
You too.
Yeah. Can you just talk? Will Hernandez said the other day that he sees you like one of them, an offensive lineman. The fact that you played and the fact that you have such size to you that you can look a lot of these guys in the eye, or a lot of times look down on them from a physical point. How much do you think that helps you relate to offensive linemen today?
Well, I think it's I think relating to offensive linemen, that can happen because I played in the NFL for a while, and I think these guys respect that and respect the fact that I've done it, I've seen it, and it's really a great group of guys. Will's a great leader in the room. He's a great player. I love having him in the room, and I think just learning from experience that I've had and been able to teach these guys. They've really absorbed a lot right now, and they're taking it all in. And, I believe, we're pushing in the right direction. So, Will's a big part of that.
Do you think, as a follow-up, do you think the fact that you're a 6'8" guy and you can get on a field with them and kind of show them what to do because you've done it, you're not a smaller, older coach. Do you think that helps?
Yeah. Obviously, like mastering the techniques that I'm teaching, being able to show them exactly what I want. That's important. Yeah, that's important to me. It's important for them to get a visual of exactly what it is instead of, watching another guy doing a technique that I was teaching. I'm able to get in there and do it myself, at least right now. I'm 41, so I'm not getting any younger. At the same time, I think that's important for them to get a good visual of exactly what you want so you can correct it right there on the field instead of having to go all the way back to the film and correct it afterwards.
Thank you.
Yep.
Kennedy.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
What is a Marc Colombo line going to do? Are there certain demands you say, if you guys want to play for me, you better do this?
Yeah, I think it's a work ethic, and it's a nasty attitude going out there and just kind of imposing our will on the defense. All right, flying around. All right, that's non-negotiable, and that comes right from Coach Judge in this organization. They demand it here. Okay? The first thing we're going to do is work our butt off, and we're going to play hard. That's non-negotiable. Everything else, the technique, assignments, stuff like that, we can get that stuff corrected, but the effort, again, non-negotiable.
I have one follow-up, and this is Coach Garrett said when he talked about your music, he called it harsh. And I'm just wondering, would you like to say anything about his coaching?
No, Coach Garrett's an incredible coach. I've been with him, since 2007 as a player and a coach. So I have no bad things to say about Coach Garrett. Harsh, I'm a heavy metal guy, so that's the music I love. That's the music I sing. That's the music I play. And believe me, Coach Garrett likes it.
Art.
Hey, Mark. Welcome to the Giants and New York area. 6 months after we got the chance to see you were hired. I'm just curious, around in these parts, you call someone a Parcells guy, and the ears kind of perk up a little bit. I'm just curious, do you view yourself as a Parcells guy, and what kind of influence did Bill have on you, not just really as a player, but now when you've gotten into coaching, do you think of Parcellsism?
Yeah, Coach Parcells, he revived my career. He saw something in me when I was hurt. No other team would take a chance on me, and I owe him a lot. He pushed me to be something better than I ever thought I could be. And, I'm forever indebted to that. I run through a wall if he asked me to right now. That's the type of respect I have for him. That's the influence he had on me. And, that's the way I try and go and coach the guys hard like that. And, he's been a tremendous influence, and I owe him a lot.
Thanks.
That.
Hey, Mark, going back to your playing days, did you envision becoming a coach when your playing career was over, or did you have your sights set on being a heavy metal star?
Actually, coaching never really came up when I was playing. That was something. After I got done with football, you realize how much. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's something you realize. How much you miss it when you're done. You miss being around the guys. That's the culture you grew up in. And I didn't realize it until I was done about a year into it. And that's when, I got together with Coach Garrett. We started talking about, getting into the coaching aspect of things. And, ever since then, I love it. Just being around the guys. I'm an O-line guy, close that O-line door. And it's, we're a unit together. And that's what we're trying to build around here.
Thanks, man.
Bruce.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Coach, draft pick Shane Lemieux has a reputation of being a nasty guy, sort of like yourself when you played in the NFL. What are you seeing from this kid? And
Yes.
secondly, being a heavy metal guy myself, what's your preference when you're in a car on the way home? Maiden, Sabbath, or you new metal? What are you?
No, I'm an old school metal guy. Metallica, anything in the 80s. All right, Master of Puppets, Injustice for All, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All. Getting back to Shane, Shane is he's an extremely tough kid. He's versatile. He can play the interior positions. Interesting to see when you get the pads on. That's when you can start to see some of that character come out, some of the stuff you saw on tape, and that's kind of where we're heading right now with the pads here coming up soon. So he's done a tremendous job so far. Just got to keep pushing him. All these guys to get better every day, work on something, and get a little bit better every day. And so far we're heading in the right direction. We got a long way to go.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Duggan?
Hey, Mark, you were talking about how you can kind of relay your playing experiences. Wasn't too long ago where you were a first-round pick who started as a rookie at tackle. What can you pass on to Andrew Thomas? What's the biggest challenge in making that transition?
Andrew's a tremendous football player. At this level, it's about, fine-tuning, some of those details. One of the first things we talked about was use of hands, hand strike. Andrew's aware of where he needs to get better. That was one thing he needed to get better with. So, that's something we've been working on quite a bit. And then just the type of pass rusher you're going to see week in and week out. It's going to be a premier pass rusher, being able to study that rusher, know how to study him, all right, know what his moves are, know everything that he's thinking. That's some of the things, that we've been working on, some of the things we've been talking about. Love where Andrew's heading. Again, we got a long way to go, but, he's got the right mindset. He's smart. He knows, where some of his deficiencies are right now, and he's working every day to get better. And there's not a lot of deficiencies. So, it's about cleaning up those little details and keep pushing every day.
And then with Nick Gates, how's he developing at center?
Nick's doing a tremendous job. All right. He never played the position before, and he's the alpha male, that you want at the position. He owns it. That's what you love about Nick. He's smart. He's tough. He's versatile. He can play, any position on the offensive line, which is a huge, plus for this organization. Just love the kid so far. He's done a good job. We got a ways to go. Again, we're just getting started here, but love a lot of things we've seen from him so far. He's getting a good share of reps at center. So, we'll see soon. Again, we haven't put on the pads yet. So once we put on the pads, a lot of things are going to reveal themselves.
Thanks. We're going to take three more, Patty Rock and Patty.
Thanks, Dan. Hi, Coach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Following up on the Nick Gates question, I just wanted to get your take on a couple of things on that. Number one, he's 6'5", which is kind of tall for a center. I'm just wondering, what are some of the things that you're trying to get to train him as far as keeping his pad level consistent?
Yeah, we like big centers. I worked with Travis Frederick in Dallas, and he's a big center. Big, athletic, strong. We're looking for centers that can anchor the middle. One of the biggest things is getting depth right off the bat, center, just so he can kind of be the ultimate helper in there. It's working his sets. Okay, it's working the depth of his sets. It's working the calls, the line stunts, that type of stuff. He's just got to see it all. He's, again, new to the position, so he's seeing stuff for the first time. As we get him more reps and give him more looks, he's going to become more confident. And, that's on us coaches to keep giving him and keep pushing him and challenging him every day as he keeps getting better. So, that's something that, we try to do every single day.
And then just as one follow-up on that, you mentioned that Nick has to get the looks, see the things and whatnot. How concerning is it when you have a quarterback behind him who's entering his second year, who himself, he's still learning to read defenses, make protection calls and stuff like that? And does that weigh into maybe leaning towards Spencer Pulley, who has done the center position before, or do you just kind of leave it wide open?
No, we're all just competing right now. Again, it's really early. Again, we're a young team, a young line up front, and that's fine, right? These guys accept the challenge. Again, like you said, they got to see the looks and stuff like that. We don't know where this line's going just yet. Okay, it's a little bit too early to make that assessment. Again, the pads haven't even come on yet. Things will start to reveal themselves, and And, those guys, inside, everybody's battling for a starting position. All right. No one's just given a position here. So, that's coming right from the head coach. Everyone's going to get a shot. The best people will play. And right now we're just competing to see who that is.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Rock.
Mark, at your last stop, you were usually considered year in, year out to have one of the top, if not the best offensive lines in the league. Besides obviously having very good players, what was the key to that? And is there something that you can bring here to sort of help this franchise, which has struggled in that area, get to that point? Is it philosophy? Is it technique? Is there something that you can bring, some magic pixie dust to help to improve these Giants?
No, I think, what I try to teach, and again, our head coach is just like this, is why, it's awesome. All right. Attention to detail is everything. Every little step matters. All right. I'm not going to speak for every other coach in the NFL, but every single step matters. And if you're not coaching every little detail of it, all right, a player can't get better. It's a grind. You got to get in there with every one of these players. You got to make sure, all right, they're doing it exactly the way you want it. And you can see even after a few weeks, these guys are just eating it up. They love getting coached, and that's our job as coaches. Coach Judge harps on that. Right? Coach every little detail, and that's the way we roll as a unit, and that's how you get better as an offensive line. So I'm really excited with the response I've got so far from this unit. I mean, these guys have really taken on the challenge, and they're in it every day trying to get better. They're after practice working on every little detail, every step. We just need to keep getting out there, keep getting the reps, and I'm excited for the future, of this organization.
How aware is the offensive line room of the mandate to improve the offensive line play, which really comes straight from the top, from the owners, all the way down from the general manager to the head coach?
They're just trying to get better. I mean, they know it wasn't right, previously. It never is when you lose kind of a coaching staff, and when you come back this year, they're hungry. Okay? Having a conversation with each one of them, they want to get better, and it's our job as coaches to put them in a position to succeed. So that's my job, just trying to get in there again and just hammer them with every little detail and make them understand why this is the right way to do it. And they've bought in so far, and they'll continue to keep buying in. And we're just going to keep pressing every single day to get as good as we possibly can, as quickly as we can.
Thanks, Mark.
You got it.
Last question here, Pat Leonard.
Hey, Mark, your group that you're coaching, it's close quarters at practice, right? So this is related. This is a COVID question. Do you have to practice differently now? Do you guys have to have fewer reps of putting guys face to face and together? Is there anything different about how you have to manage it or handle it once the pads come on? Or are you just trusting all the other protocols and practice is practice? How are you managing that?
Yeah, this organization has done a tremendous job with the protocols. I mean, the setup we have here is, I'd be shocked if anyone is even close to this. They've done such an incredible job. People have worked so hard. Believe me when I tell you, when you walk in this facility, you can trust, right, the protocols that are in place. All right, it's incredible. So you can feel confident. At least that we're doing the best we possibly can to give ourselves the best possible chance. And that comes from the owner on down. And I feel privileged to be a part of an organization that cares this much. And it's going to help us get the reps we need. It's going to help us stay as healthy as we possibly can.
So you'll be able to block normally, reps will be normal because you trust everything else that's happening.
Yeah, and there's protocols in place, to stay a certain distance, and I just adhere to those protocols, and it's worked so far, and I hope it continues to work because this is a really good setup, and they've done a nice job.